Hey YouTube, I'm going to do a review of the Maxx Air Fan Deluxe 7500K. I've installed two of these, one on the back of my camper and one on the front. So let's go inside and see how these bad boys work. Alright, we're inside the camper and here's the front Maxx Air Fan Deluxe. It's on at 10% and it is expelling air out of the camper. And you see over on the wall I have mounted my controller. I have a piece of paper towel in the window taped on, and you see it even at 10% it's bringing that paper towel in a little bit, and it's just a little bit breezy out, not much. The bathroom area, I have another Maxx Air Fan in the back of this 23-foot camper. It is also on expelling air out at 10%. All right, so let's go ahead and move this up to 20%. All right, there's 20. All right, okay, we're back on the front one now. Let's put it at 20%. All right, now let's take a look. All right, we see what the piece of paper is doing. Now I'm going to go ahead and move this on up so you can see what happens. There's 30% on the front one. There's 40%. There's 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100%. The back one here, and I'm going to take this one, got it right here, and it is currently running 20%. Just circle around and see if I can get that. All right, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100%. That's the only window I have open in the camper. If I stand in front of here, there is a tremendous breeze coming in here. That's moving some air, folks. That's moving a lot of air. That's air out. All right, so it's sucking air through the window and out the camper. Now, what that comes in handy for, I found, is that when you're cooking on your cooktop here, using your cooktop, you don't even need to turn on this vent fan. It will suck the smoke right out of this camper faster than you can generate it while you're cooking. So does the Maxx Air Fan work? Absolutely. It works very well, especially if you put two of them. So let's see what happens if I turn one of them off. All right, I'm just going to turn it off, shut it down. All right, now only the front one is running. Front one is on at 100%, and you can see it's still moving quite a bit of air. Let's turn it off and see what happens. All right, both of them are off. Comes with this nice controller. These things are not hard to install, okay? You have to take your old one off, of course, and clean up the roof. That takes a little bit of time to get your old one off and clean the roof up, and then put this new one back in. It's very simple. The instructions are included, and they are very clear as to what you need to do. I would say that the hardest thing about installing this Maxx Air Fan is this bezel. You have to cut this bezel just right. And you can see this one I cut just a little bit short up in there. And it's kind of hard to cut the bezel in order to fit perfectly. The one in the back I did a lot better, but this one I've got a little bit of a gap. But it doesn't hurt anything. Nobody's looking up there anyway. That is the hardest part, is what I found. Cutting that bezel to fit properly. The back one, the bezel. I did this one first, and for whatever reason, it turned out better than the second one I did. But I just used a little hand hacksaw to cut the bezel, and it turned out good. And these things, they really do move there. I've got the front and the rear one set up now for 30% air out, and even at 30% air out, you can see that there's significant amount of air being pulled into the camper, and just makes it nice and comfortable in here, especially if it's cool out. Maxx Air Fan. Expensive? Yes. But I think it's well worth it if you're into camping, especially if you like to cook inside. So that's my review of the Maxx Air Fan. Hope it helps you. And you know, if you like my review of my reviews, well, give me a thumbs up by smashing that like button and subscribe to the channel. So thanks again for joining in and seeing this to the end. And I really hope it helps you out to decide if you want to buy a Maxx Air Fan.